Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2018, and I'm into week 42 of the Gaming Decathlon competition. We head to the Amgen Tour of California in this episode. On to stage 1. We have an alls category climb here right in the middle of the stage, but otherwise it's seen as a stage for the sprinters. Heading with me to this tour is our top average rating member of the team in Nicky Terpstra, but he is seen as one for the classics. Also here is Michael Woods, great for a breakaway or potentially getting stage victories here and there, but definitely not to contest overall. You could also see here on the list of favorites, Peter Sagan is here, which makes perfect sense because in real life, Peter Sagan is a massive fan favorite in the U.S. Awesome personality, and of course, his antics on the bike handling and such make him a very popular choice across the U.S. and his excellent English as well. So he always comes to the Amgen Tour of California. And I'm not just leader outsider, but leader. An initial objective, finish top of final overall standings. Finish top of the standings. Okay. I'm really scared now. If I have the full team at my disposal, I'm going to actually try to use this alls category climb to split the field a little. It's not going to split it much, but if I'm the favorite, then we're going to go for something on that climb. So I'm not going to skip straight into stage number 2, but I'll see you in a moment at the climb. Coming up on the climb here in stage number 1, as it's a sprinter stage, Dan McClay has actually been given most of the team members. We only have 7 here. 4 are with him, or himself included. So I only have control of Langeveld and Terpstra, even though I'm the overall team leader. So Terpstra right now is protecting me. Langeveld is now going to be sent into an attack mode here. And we're going to ramp it up a bit. Let's see, race day condition +1, hills 72, but not much of a mountain climber. So yeah, you could already see it's hurting him to go at this pace.
The pack is putting the squeeze on the breakaway. The pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
We'll see if we can't do a little bit of damage here on this climb. Might actually even go for the points if we happen to catch the breakaway group here before the top. We still have almost 4K to go to the top.
The breakaway is not to everybody's liking. The peloton has significantly increased its speed. front group is disorganized, and some riders are exploiting this opportunity to attack. A symbolic kilometer as we go through the half.
At this point, we've only managed to drop 2 riders. But we can see now, here near the top, that it is starting to do some damage to the group. But now Langeveld, he's got nothing left. Terpstra, just about out too. It's a good test for me just to see how my legs are doing, and they did just fine, even though I have a -1 race day condition. I got over that, no problem. Yes, I had Terpstra protecting me. That was that. We didn't do too much damage there. So we'll move on to stage 2, as this is definitely going to be one for the sprinters. See you in a moment. Heading to the final 2 climbs of the day on stage number 2. Marcel Kittel was the winner on stage 1 in the sprint. And actually, the top 6 sprinters, including Kittel and Peter Sagan, actually ended up getting far enough ahead of everyone else that they were given a time gap, a good half a minute time gap over everyone else. But it was all sprinters, so they won't be able to keep it in the mountains. And you can see that through just a couple minor climbs thus far, the field has been split a bit. And the pace has really picked up, and I intend on using Langeveld for a second time to see if we can't put some pressure on the field here as we go over these final couple of climbs.
Some team managers mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway.
Once the percentage gets a little higher, it's about 2 to 3% right now. There we go. Now we're up to about 5%. It's a good time for him to get to the front. Give a little push. Except for, look who's at the front. Ready to give a little push, huh? Oh, I lost Porson. Well, shoot. If I lost Porson, just give me Langeveld. Maybe I could push myself. I just lost Langeveld. Why is he going to Michael Woods? Come on, I'm the leader. Look how fast he dropped back when... let's see. I can't even tell him to attack. See, I should be fresh still at this pace. And yet, I'm not as fresh as I could be or should be. Okay, I don't need to bob and weave away from Langeveld. He's my teammate. Alright, so pressure on.
The riders are taking their foot off the accelerator. Either they're getting a bit hot, or they're saving themselves for the final dash. You see that? You can read the pain on the faces at the back of the peloton. There's a growing number of riders left behind.
This is doing the trick, though. We have shrunk down to about 29 riders. I'll go on the attack again here in a moment. Not attack, but push things again. A lot of sprinters are getting left behind here. Not going hard here. It's just an 83, but it is definitely enough to do some damage. And I actually happen to be picking up points here in the King of the Mountains as well. You never know when that's going to come in handy. Oh, hello. Dan Martin and I are on our own all of a sudden. Back together with 46 riders. Just Woods and Koenig, and neither one of them is working for me. In fact, Koenig's working for Woods. But down to 46 is definitely going to shake up the standings a bit. And with no control over anyone, there's no point in me attacking, so we'll push to the end of the stage here. In fact, it's coming back together a little bit. 58 riders now, but we've got a good 3 minutes back to a group of 25. They are closing us down a bit, though, so they still could easily catch up. Terpstra's back in the group, and again, I still have no control over anyone in the team. This would be a good opportunity to push it yet again and push that lead out, not let these 25 riders back on, and yet I'm not given the opportunity. And now, the lack of pace is allowing Diego Ulisi to attack off the front. Push towards the end. Now Sam Uman's going, along with a bunch of other riders, trying to get a minor breakaway victory here. I want to be right up here near the front. I could actually manage a pretty decent finish here, potentially. There's the 1K banner. And there goes the sprint. I'm in it this time. Of course, I'm going to slide backwards here. Plenty of fresh legs. Faster legs than myself. But this will not be a bad finish. Dion Smith gets the win. Michael Matthews second. Peter Sagan third. Van Avermaet fourth. It always sounds good in my head, but it always rolls off the tongue a little funny. And I managed a top 20 finish in 19th. Glancing at the profile for stage number 3, we end with a steep, long climb. The favorites, Sam Uman, Wout Poels, Dan Martin, myself. My teammate, Michael Woods, also right there among the favorites. I'm up to 10th in the provisional standings at this point. This stage will really make sense of who's in it. Jump back in a little bit early. We're still well short of the final climb, but the pace has intensified considerably. It's not my team leading the way, but somebody is trying to shake things up. And the field's split up a good amount already. We just caught the breakaway group, so no breakaway group remains. There's 101 riders left. We have 5 kilometers to this Category 3 climb. There's not much climbing to do here, but it's been an intense pace that has left a lot of riders in the dust, and a lot of us a bit tired, myself included, as I've been unguarded through much of this, though Michael Woods now is with me, and that is the best news of the day. I do have Michael Woods with his 78 climbing ability. He is on that top 10 list of favorites for the stage, and he's riding for the team and not for himself. So I'll be relying heavily on him as we go into the climb, and the pace seems to have settled. And here goes Krieger.
an attack.
Pinto, these guys aren't much of a threat. Go Ryan in, he's going for the mountain climbers points here. Alright, so we've got about 4 riders just over a minute ahead. They shouldn't be too difficult to catch here. There's 2 already caught.
The breakaway has now got over a minute on the pack.
So Koenig is protecting Woods, who is protecting me. And Terpstra is technically leading the way right now for the pack. And that's all being done automatically. 2.5 minutes to those top 2 riders, though. I don't want them to get too far away. They're not really a threat to win the stage unless they get too far away. But with that pace lifted off, I have recovered, Woods has recovered, Terpstra and Langeveld for the most part have recovered, and even Koenig has recovered some. So the intense pace is gone, and that's why the peloton remains at 100 and did not continue to shrink. So I'll go ahead and skip ahead another moment to the base of the climb. Onto the base of the climb, we get it underway. The breakaway group has already been caught. I used up Langeveld and Terpstra, picking up the pace, especially the little hills that were here. And I'm going to pick my time. The top is the steepest. That's a great time to get away. And in the meantime, we can see the group whittle away, and there it is, already down to 55 riders. Jesus Harada, Van Avermaet, among those who are here, there's Peter Sagan. He's not going to get to the top, so... Oh, wait, Woods. Woods, I want you to stay in protection mode here. I'm already in the Best Young Rider jersey. Group now down to 40 riders. And there's Wout Poels going on the attack. That's one to not let get away. Jack Haig. We're down to 28 riders here in the main group. Dylan Toynes, Peter Sagan. Okay, he's caught for now. Allow Woods to recover a little bit here. 22 riders left. This is definitely not the best spot to go. You've got 2 real chances here where things get steep again. But if Woods is recovering, I'm recovering as well. So this is not a bad time for me here. And just 22 riders, it's already down to a pretty elite group here. And the fact that I have Woods with me still is big. Somebody's off the front. Somebody's off the front. Around the corner. DeMarquis has gone on the attack. He's going for the stage win.
There are just 5 kilometers left.
Jack Haig. Again, still right there at the front. Woods, he's done. I'm off on my own. Okay, DeMarquis is caught. And maybe this is my time? No, not yet, not yet. Okay, Sam Oomen trying to attack. Down to 6 riders. I like being out here on the edge. Yeah, see, I'm right there with those guys, yet they get away. And now I'm dropping off. Come on.
Falling behind. A team leader is falling behind.
7 riders off the front. And guys that shouldn't be getting away from me. Come on. Part of that's that resistance piece. It just goes away so fast. But there's Dan Martin, Wout Poels, Sam Oomen, Egg, Ulysses, and Bob Jungels. I'm a minute down to them right now. They're splitting. Catching up to Ulysses and Jungels. They're about to get the win, so looks like I'm going to be 8th. Sam Oomen. Really? I just lost to Sam Oomen. Very disappointing.
The riders bringing up their rear have made it through sheer willpower. This stage was a real strength set.
And part of that was I was in the perfect position, and the rider on his own totally slid over to the right edge of the road. And then when the attack came, it didn't show it, so I wasn't able to mark him and stay with him, and next thing I know, I'm having to pull the group up there, using up my energy to mark the attack that I would have marked a lot better had my rider not suddenly run to the outside edge, and then I not had the view. But hey, I got what I got. When my resistance is a 69 on the day, it is what it is, and my energy falls off a lot faster than other contenders, even when I'm a stronger climber. Woods comes in 13th for the team. Peter Sagan's in 20th. This will definitely shake up the standings a bit, but it's going to be very, very difficult to win this race now, when that was the biggest top climb, and I only came across inside the top 10. I should still see some good points from this, but my team's going to be pretty upset that I'm not winning this thing. And I am too. At least a few of those guys. Wout Poels, Dan Martin, Sam Oomen were the other top climbers, so I should have been with them. But a couple of those guys, a little surprised that they are there above me. There's Dan McClay finally coming across the line, 111th overall.
And here are the race highlights that we've selected for you.
See, I'm just down the hill there. And there you go. 8th place, minute 34 behind. That's ugly. I definitely should have been in this group. So that does put me 8th place overall. And Sam Oomen, that's part of what makes why I'm upset about that. I mean, he's a great climber. He's got a better average than I do. And I can gain time trialing, but not a lot. Same here with Nicholas Egg. But I'm only 3rd in the young riders. And again, being in 8th place is so bad. Next stage. Now on stage number 4. Getting pretty late here. Breakaway group is starting to crumble and we are closing them down. The peloton has shrunk considerably for 2 main reasons. One, this uncategorized climb back here, just before that climb, if you can see my mouse pointer down there at the bottom of the screen, it's pretty steep at the base of it. Just before that climb, there was a crash. Porson was caught up in it, as were quite a few other riders. A good 30 to 40 riders were caught in that. And because of how late into the stage we were at that point, the pace had picked up. You had that big climb, and the group never came back together. So a lot of riders were left behind. It is possible that someone within the top 8 may have been in that back marking group. So we have 2 climbs coming up here for the finish. It's not my type of strong suit, but we could see a split here. And there's another crash. Peloton's now down to 55, and again it's just before another climb, so we could once again see some riders not be included. And McClay, who had been my guy, I just lost control of him. So I have control of no one, even though I'm the team leader. Michael Woods is seen as one of the top 10 favorites, as he is a stronger hill climber, and I'm more a mountain climber kind of guy. But it is making me a bit upset that I have no team support, even though I'm the team leader and I'm supposed to win the overall.
That's the end of the breakaway. The pack gave them no chance.
See, we've got 3 kilometers to go to the top here, and I'm fading fast. Dan Martin, Ulysses. There goes Woods. He's one of those contenders. Egg. No idea how this guy's coming out of nowhere to do what he's done here, but there's Sam Uman, the race leader. There goes Youngles. Those are those guys that are above me in the standings, just about to the top here. But I've been dropped at this point. Okay, and there's a false flat, 1K before the actual top. I'll be able to recover briefly on the downhill. But if you noticed, I have a new medical alert, and it is affecting my condition, so
We're into the last
quick recovery here on the descent. Trying to stay on with these guys with minimal effort.
The riders are in a portion above 10%.
Okay, let's see if I can't bridge the gap to this other group. There we go. Recovering a little bit here.
The strong men are giving their all.
Not a good day for me here. Here comes the win.
A great win.
Diego Ulysses, Sam Uman in second again, Youngles and Martin. Those are all the top contenders. Michael Woods, my teammate, manages 5th. Sagan is 6th. Toynes, Egg, DeMarquis. I'm definitely losing time. It's already over 2 minutes lost here. Light sprint to the end. I come in 27th on the day. I'm going to lose a bit of time here. This is not the race that I was hoping for coming in by any means, and definitely not the team. I'm not sure why I was made a favorite. You can look at the list of names here, and could I squeeze a top 10? Yeah, that was realistic. Not with my condition the way it is now, but things could have gone differently. Things could have gone better, but I think a win was very, very unrealistic for the team expectations. We'll see how far this drops me. It's definitely going to drop me out of 8th place, that's for sure. I was a couple minutes down on those leaders, so that's going to back me up 5 or 10 spots at least in the standings. Well, I think I had actually almost a 2-minute gap to 9th place, if I'm not mistaken. So I might not drop much at all. I could still be in the top 10. We'll see here in a moment. There's the race for the line. Those top 4 all came in together. No, they all come in with the same time. Woods comes in on his own in 5th before the next group. And I come down 3:20. Wow, I thought it was only 2 minutes So I lost more time there at the top, which I guess makes sense. And I do drop all the way to 14th. 1 second behind Sagan. I'll be able to get that back. I should be able to overcome quite a few of these guys towards the end. With the time trial, but definitely disappointing. But you can see just how bad myself not feeling well. There we go. That's finally a notification of what it is. But my freshness drops by 40%. My fitness dropped by about 6 or 7%. So this one's definitely not my race. It's going to be difficult to win the time trial at the end in this kind of condition. My freshness is bouncing back a bit though here. This is seen as another hilly one. It's amazing that this is uncategorized even though it's almost 100K straight up. So on to stage number 5, and I'm down to 14th. A little bit of an unusual stage here on stage 5. It's seen as a hilly stage, and you can see that in terms of categorized climbs, there's only 2, and they're both really short. They actually don't even look that steep. However, we've been climbing for nearly 100 kilometers, and it finally took its toll. Initially, I had 3 teammates in a breakaway of 9. It's down to 6. Porson has not only been caught by the peloton, but he has now just fallen out of the peloton. So he's one of the 3 that were lost from that group. So my team stands a really, really good chance of a breakaway win, but it's only 3 minutes ahead. And the pace has picked up significantly enough here that the peloton is now down to just 69 riders, and both Woods and I are struggling. We are now getting a chance to recover a little bit as we've just gone over the top, and I'm recovering a little bit faster than Woods here, but the peloton continues to shrink as it's down to 67 riders, and there's still 3 minutes to the breakaway. So Terpstra and Koenig both have a small chance of finding some success here. Langeveld's about to get himself dropped as he just dropped off. So I'm going to be on my own here. Feels like this would be a good time to attack. However, I'm certainly not in that condition. If I was fully fresh, I would feel like attacking here and seeing if I can't shake things up and get back higher than my 14th place position. However, you look at the profile of the stage, there's no way somebody's going to stay away. At this point, it's just staying alive, staying in the group. Terpstra and Koenig have both been dropped now. They're the next 2 riders on the road. There's Terpstra now. There's Koenig right around the corner. So it looks like they're going to both be caught here. Koenig just made it over the top, but things are definitely not going according to virtually anyone's plan. But with the peloton shrinking as much as it has, 43 riders left, it looks like Woods is just hanging on to the back. He'll recover. I'm already recovering. But we still have another true climb, plus another false climb, and a couple little punchy ones before the end. So this actually could be a small group by the finish. So we'll stay with this one to the end, but I will do some speeding up. We've now got Terpstra with us. Terpstra is helping me recover a little bit, but I've got to get that heart rate down. It's still at a 167. We've got a little downhill coming here before we're going to rise up, but I'm in danger. Woods is in danger, and I'm sure there's other riders as well that are in danger here. But with my condition massively, I've got a -3 today, and everything, especially my stamina and resistance, are really hurting. And this is a long stage today. About 230 kilometers, give or take. So this could be dangerous if somebody decides to push the pace here on this climb, like Team Astana on the attack there. Garcia, off he goes, and there you go. I'm down to it. So this is a danger. It's less. It's 1.5K to the top here. So yikes. I could be out the back before we get to the top. And Woods is out the back. 32 riders left. And there they go. I've been left behind. Peloton down to just 28 riders. Looks like I'm going to lose more time today. Here's a downhill where I could recover, maybe get back onto the back. I've got to be able to both hang with this group and try to recover. It looks like we're about to make the back end of the peloton. And there you go. I'm back into the peloton. I'm going to try to get whatever recovery I can get out of this thing. We're still downhill for a while. Lucky. All right, so while I'm trying to recover, I'm going to take a moment to plug some of my other games on the channel. So as you should know by now, this is the game Decathlon, right? I'm trying to master 10 games, and I know this game has my largest audience, so might be reaching the most sets of ears at this point. And I finally starting to recover a little bit. We still have another uphill section coming up here pretty soon. Only 2 riders left that are away. Anyway, there's 9 other games besides this one, and I've gone recently through not 1 but 2 overhauls to the channel as I'm switching entirely to sports games. It was pretty clear that that was the majority of the audience and what they preferred, at least for me, for this channel, so I'm trying to make that full conversion. Right now there are 9 sports games active, and I will be making the transition to that final one after my playthrough on Europa Universalis 4 comes to an end. Once I get to the end of that playthrough, it's been with the channel all the way through, and I did not get much recovery. It looks like we could get dropped here again from the group here very soon. As how steep is this? We're only about halfway up, and it's going to be flat for a while before descending again, so I'm going to try to fall back without... Come on, hang in there. Hang in there. There you go. Yes, recovery. Okay, nice. I might survive this. I don't mind if I slip back as long as I can make it. There's the top. Come on. Come on. Hang in there. Hang in there. Anyway, just recently I've launched a few new games as part of that transition. So there are some other racing style management games. We're on that false flat, and I'm still with the group technically. There's the top. We're going to go over here in a moment, and I'm making my way back here into the group. That little descent, I should recover. There we go. Yes. Just about hung on to it. And now I'm recovering. Oh, that was a beautiful job tactically. I'll grab a water bottle for myself. We still have 27K to go. And look at that heart rate just falling right off. So great recovery here in this downhill. And I even managed to get water. All right, hey, we're surviving for now. 2 riders off the front. Ryan, who's our mountain climber jersey, and Laban remain in front, but they're only 30 seconds ahead. So we have a group of 33 riders, and I'm sure pace is going to pick up here momentarily with this uphill section. And I would consider an attack if I weren't in such terrible shape today. And see just how fast I just fall away from things. This is a short climb here, but obviously it's being taken with some punch here, as quite a few riders are trying to push it. It definitely spread us out a bit, but I got through it okay. I just slid back a little ways, but again, not too much damage taken.
15 kilometers to the finish line.
Why is there... Oh, that's somebody else who needs water. Person. Alright, 13k and I'm hanging in there. One of the new games that I just launched a week ago is from F1 2018, so the Formula 1 game. I have 2 series here on the channel with that one. I have an actual career mode where it's a Road to Glory series, playing as Williams Racing Team, trying to bring them back to the top. They used to be a top team, but right now they are the worst team this year, so taking them from bottom to top. And then, and I might not get all the way to the end of this thing as I'm struggling a little bit right now. I'm going to go ahead and use that energy gel now to get as close as I can, and hopefully as we go up this last little climb here in a moment. There goes Jack Haig trying to break away and attack for the win.
There are just 5 kilometers left.
Alright, here's where I'm going to be in a bit of trouble. I'm still hanging on to the back of the group, but it's not going to last much longer. Yep, there we go. I just got dropped. 20 riders now off the front. I'm going to lose just a little bit of time to them. 3.5 kilometers to the end.
There goes the sprint. The strongmen are giving their all. And he moves on to the attack. It could be decisive.
Yeah.
A great victory. He really handled the breakaway
All right.
well.
So Dylan Toyens wins the stage. Dan Martin gets second. Peter Sagan in third, who is riding for Quick Step, by the way, not Bora Hansgrohe. Nathan Haas, Diego Ulisi, Garcia, Youngles, Dumarquis, and Soren Krag Anderson. And then Egg again. That guy's just out of nowhere in this race. Has been all over the top 10. And I lose time again here as, let's see, that I'm just struggling in terms of race day condition through this race. I feel like that was actually an accomplishment to get as high as I did. Anyway, so I have the F1 2018, that career mode. The other one I have F1 2018 again, but it's manager mode, which is not an actual feature in the game, but I found a way to make a manager mode out of the career mode, where I'm taking the next team, at the bottom there, Sauber, alongside Charles Leclerc, trying to do a minimalistic control mode. There is no actual way to play the game purely as a management side. You'll get fired. You can get fired in that game. You'll get fired quite quickly if you do nothing but sim. But I do just 3 hot laps, so a very minimalistic practice program, and then a one-shot, one-lap qualifying session, and then simulate the races. So it's very much an outside looking in, trying to build a team with small amounts of research and development points coming in to build the car, to improve the car. It's been really interesting so far, just a couple weeks into that series, so be sure to check that one out. A couple other series that I have, Dirt Rally, another racing series. Motorsport Manager, long-standing racing game there with management style. And then, of course, my other sports games. Draft Day Sports, I have Pro Golf, I have college basketball, and upcoming, once that Europa Universalis 4 game is complete, I'll do a college football series there as well. And one additional one that I'll plug real quick before we head to stage 6 is my wife has joined me on the channel for the first time, and we are playing cooperative on Overcooked 2. So a brand new series there. It's a competitive cooking game, so it's a speed cooking game. It's hectic, and it requires a lot of communication and through my wife that we've managed to do relatively well on that, but I'm down to 18th place now. As I lost a little more time there, so the struggle continues, but I'm still at least inside the top 10 with a couple stages to go here in this race. That series, the Overcooked one, is a whole lot of fun, both to play and hopefully to watch as well, so be sure to check those out. As I now head into stage number 6. This is the time trial one, and I would have been a favorite, and you can see here I'm not one of the favorites anymore. Rowan Dennis, see, I'm what, a 78 in time trial? I should be up there with these guys, but not today. They could see that I've been struggling. That race day condition, -1. We'll see what we get heading into it, and then we'll jump forward. Well, there you go. See, I am among the favorites, along with Nicky Terpstra. Let's see what that team objective is. Are they going to be unrealistic with our condition? Top 15. Okay, that's realistic. I think I can manage top 15. We'll see what that race day condition comes out like once I'm up, though. See how bad it is. All right, so I'm underway here on the time trial, stage number 6. And this is the last one, really, where there's going to be any sort of time games. My race day condition stinks yet again, but time trialing is at least only a -1. So it's at least looking decent-ish. But we'll see if I can't pull off a top 15 still. I have moved ahead of Woods in the standings, as he struggled even more than I did on that last stage and got dropped a lot earlier than I did. And he didn't have an excuse. I had a pretty darn good one. This is really the only bit of an uphill section that there is. This is fairly flat, but you can see it does undulate a bit. And it's a relatively short one, and right now the top time is 25 minutes. But you can see it does spread out pretty quickly. I mean, it takes only to 10th place with Nils Pollitt to get more than a minute down on that time as of right now. And I've done the majority of the uphill climbing that I'll do, and I'm actually still pretty level, so I can pick up the pace more here on the back side of this thing. So we'll push a 77 for a while here. There's our first checkpoint and only checkpoint. Let's go ahead and take a look at that checkpoint. And I come in 10th at this point, 35 seconds off the pace. And like I said, I do have that little bit extra to continue pushing late on. So I'm looking like I could be on my way to a top 10 finish. There's the 5K banner. It's a little more downhill here, so I'll go 79 for the time being. Relatively light breeze, just a 6-7K per hour breeze, so it's not having much impact as we go out and in. Alright, there's the 1K to go banner. And we've got a little bit of a downhill, so we'll push even more. 83. And 99 to the finish. Speed it out. And there you go. First place! Yes, by 1 second. 25 flat. First place with just a handful of riders left to go. 17 riders will follow me here, so we're on to Daniel Navarro, and he's well back. Speed things up a little bit. 23rd, minute 22. I'll overcome him in the standings. I'm going to definitely be moving up here. Vincent loses a minute and a half. Here's Jack Haig. Oh, Rowan Dennis just went top by 38 seconds, so I'm not going to win today, but I am up to second place with only 13 riders left out there. I will definitely get my top 15 now, guaranteed. I should definitely stay top 10. Hopefully I can get even more than that. Ben Herman's still out there. That was 2 riders coming across, and they both coming up. Ben Herman's comes in 6th. Max Schachmann is currently 4th. There's now 2nd Konovalovas. Konovalovas goes 15 seconds better than me in 2nd place. So I'm still on a podium 3rd place. Conrad comes in 2.5 minutes lost for him. Wout Poels comes in 9th place. Bob Jungels beats me by 4 seconds, dropping me to 4th place. Here's Diego Ulissi, who's had a really good race, 13th. Here's Egg, who's out of nowhere, this guy. 4th place, just a minute out. Comes in 22nd, so he's going to lose some time. Here's DeMarquis. He should lose time also. 25th, Dan Martin's going to lose time. This should secure me a top 5 finish. Sam Oomen comes in 19th. That's 4th place for the stage. And is Rowan Dennis going to go top with that kind of time? He won the stage. Team Katusha Alpecin takes the win under Rowan Dennis. I manage a 4th place on the stage. How high will this get me in the standings? Sam Oomen still the overall leader. Bob Jungels 2nd by just 2 seconds. Ulissi 3rd. DeMarquis 4th. Dan Martin moves up to 7th. I do not crack the top 10, but I must have just missed the top 10. Kilreinen hangs on to the mountain climbers jersey and should win it. I think stage 7 is going to be a sprint stage. At least I'm guessing that it is. I haven't looked at the profile here in a while. Sagan, the points leader. And looks like he could hang on to that based on the fact that the rest of those guys behind him are climbers. I'm actually 10th in the points. Best young rider, I'm 6 minutes down. Wow. So didn't really get anywhere near the top 10 because I was 2 minutes behind 10th place, but I am 3rd in that category. And my team is nowhere to be seen in the top 10 as Mitchelton Scott leads the way. Well, 4th on the stage is pretty good considering where I'm at. General, back up to 14th. So I was 14th before that last stage. I dropped to 18th. I got back up to 14th. So 14th overall. Nowhere near where I was supposed to be. They wanted me to win this thing. I was off by 6 minutes. Alright, so I get my first top 5 in a World Tour race. So I pick up 40 experience points for that, so that was good. That was good, so I pick up 22 points here. 7 points on the manager satisfaction. That's going to help. We've got 1 stage left in this thing. And again, look how bad the freshness, fitness are all just fading away. And I don't even know what that's supposed to be. But we're suffering pretty bad at this point with 1 stage left. And the Baloise Belgium Tour is just a few days away, so I'm only going to get 3 days rest in between. So this could be a very, very bad next tour. And if I am still suffering going into it, I might just skip that one and not air that and move on to the next race for the next episode. Peter Sagan, another heavy favorite yet again, but he has not won a stage yet, I don't think. He's been all over the top 5. And as this is a sprinter's stage, the climbing should be out of the way early enough, and the biggest thing is whether my race day condition is so awful that I can't even get over those basic climbs through the middle and not get to the end of this thing. But I should easily come in and finish 14th. There should be no effect as we all finish as a group. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here, presuming that I finish in 14th place in the Amgen Tour of California, well short of the first place that was expected. But I think that first place was way too lofty to begin with. But I probably would have managed a top 5 or 6 if I didn't struggle on stage 3 and didn't have the health concerns that came after that, dropping me even further down. So I guess I'll have to take a job okay when it comes to that 4th place on the time trial, despite not feeling well. And a 14th overall is but it is a World Tour race. And any time that I'm cracking the top 15 right now, honestly, is a good thing. I could have been higher, though. Definitely. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this episode. Still seen as a leader outsider. -2 on the race day conditions, so no fireworks coming here. I do have at least one rider in support today, and why it's not more, I don't know. Everybody's working for Dan McClay today. Hopeful in the sprint. I get one rider who's also a -5 to shield me. I might not even finish 14th, but hey, we'll try. But that, again, that's going to do it for this episode. So I'll see you next time, and be sure to check out some of my other series on the channel to help build the channel. And if you haven't hit subscribe yet, and if you haven't hit that like button, please do so. And bye for now.